G'day mates, it's the Doctor here, and it's been 9 years since I've recorded my LEGO Battlefield, which has evolved into a Star Wars, DC, Marvel, Jurassic World, Army of the Undead Battlefield, and there's a lot of new additions with new characters and more things going on, so let's get into it. So we're going to start off with the Republic base, which is one of many or several factions, because we have good guys. Whoops, don't want my fingers getting in the way. There's the Republic base, there's the Separatists, there's the Bounty Hunters, there's the Forest Moon of Endor, and the Army of the Undead. So here we have half Echo base combined with a Space Police set, and I would like to expand this part. It might be one of the few things I could expand, with this area being like a dinosaur enclosure. And as you can see, it's not going so well having them in a tight, what's the word? It's a cramped in space. I forget what the word is, but let's continue onward. We've got what's his name? Dr. Wu from Jurassic World or Park. I think we prefer to call him Jurassic Park. And also some custom-made figurines here, as we have this guy from my YouTube profile pic, who's based on the G-Man from Half-Life. And here's Gordon Freeman, who you play as in Half-Life. And yes, that is an X-Wing pilot. X-Wing pilot suit that he is wearing. There's custom-made Alfred, along with Padme, Hawkeye, Black Widow, and Palpatine over there, which I'm not really a fan of a Clone Wars art style, but this is one of the few characters where the art style works, because, let's face it, he's such a creepy character. But, yeah, I can't really name anyone else. Maybe Grievous, where the art style is fine. But, there's also Commissioner Gordon, along with Samuel L. Jackson, Black Panther, and Ant-Man. And I do like that Ant-Man is the size of, well, he's the size of, oh, the shadow's getting in the way. He's the size of a trophy, like a trophy figurine. And there's some snow troopers that I have as sniper troopers, facing off against Ocean Master and his minions. And Ocean Master is riding a Teenage Mutant Monkey Turtle, taking out ATST Walker, is that what it is? And yep, right beside that is the Army of the Undead with a couple of Garmadons from Lego Ninjago. And that's where I also got this snake, which I've modified from its initial set, where it stood up like a cobra, or cobra, tomato, tomato, either. And yeah, I have it flat on its belly, which I prefer. There's another custom-made figurine here, Prince Eddington, as I like to call him. And I have his scepter here based on Red Scepter from Spyro A Hero's Tale, because I thought that crystal was pretty menacing. And there's Catwoman stealing his trophies, because there's plenty of gold to be found in this castle. So it's a combination of a few sets, like Lord of the Rings Mines of Moria. There's also the Monster Fighters, not Monster Hunter, Monster Fighters. That was like a series of LEGO sets a few years ago. Maybe more than that. And here's another LEGO Ninjago set, this bicycle. And what I've done here is make this guy to be like one of the characters from 5Ds, where they would combine themselves with their own motorcycle. Because, yeah, card games on motorcycles wasn't weird enough. Now we have humans combined with motorcycles. So, yeah, this is Prince Eddington's palace. And there's his bed. There's the treasure chest that Catwoman is stealing from. And I'm not sure how Aquaman 2 will come, or how that's going to perform. What LEGO sets will be based on that movie. But let's just say, She Who Shall Not Be Heard isn't doing the movie any favors. Or hasn't done, and I don't think she could ever make up for it. I think you know what I mean. And so looking at the front side of the base, we have Aquaman, Yoda, Iron Man, getting ready for war. Anakin, Luke versus Darth Vader. Try and wrap your mind around that. So there's a lot of interdimensional time traveling plot contrivances going on. But who cares? It's fun. So it's like Han Solo with 4, Ayla Secura and Scarlet Witch versus General Zod and his people. What few that remain. Batman versus Black Manta. Got a few Batmans around here. And this is, I think this particular tree is from the Lego Ewok village, which we'll get to that. But this other tree with the dead-looking plants is from The Hobbit. These two trees here from Pirates of the Caribbean, which the reason I'm highlighting all these vegetation-like sets, these environmental ones, is because, well, Indiana Jones is sort of the inspiration for what got me started doing a Lego Battlefield with not one, but 2 Kingdom of the Crystal Skull sets that I had. And that's what gave me the idea of making a Lego Battlefield in the first place, which was 2008. So Indiana Jones 5 is sort of a special anniversary. I don't know if we could call it special or even anniversary, because I don't think it's going to be good. But who knows, maybe there'll be some good Lego sets, much like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, the movie's not a good movie. It did give rise to really good Lego sets, and maybe Indiana Jones 5 can do the same. But we have Cara Dune versus Mysterio and his illusionary machines, whatever they were called. And yes, that is a custom-made weapon that I gave her. We have Super Saiyan Superman versus Ultron and Batfleck versus Grievous's bodyguards, a Wolverine Ewok. Mr. Freeze freezing Jar Jar, and if you're wondering why Jar Jar's upside down, that's because it wouldn't, the figurine wouldn't fit the right way up, so it has to fit upside down. That's the only way it can fit in those pieces. We've got Gwen Stacy finding the Death Star plans and Hobgoblin ready to snatch the plans from her. And I don't know the lore about Hobgoblin, because there's Green Goblin, there's Green Goblin, and a New Goblin. So how does Hobgoblin fit into the Spider-Man lore? And now we've got this whole battlefield with the clone troopers in that attack formation with the Jedi marching forward and the clones right behind them, similar to Attack of the Clones. Yeah, there should have been a whole war movie, Attack of the Clones. It's in the title, Attack! But, yeah, I think people have riffed on Attack of the Clones enough. So we have the Flash and some scout troopers off to attack the Scarecrow, which I'll try and not damage it too much. But, yeah, he's essentially a Reaper on a horse. And one of my friends... I'll try and get the camera to focus. One of my friends really appreciated that. Oh, I think I made it worse. Yeah, he was really impressed the way I designed the Scarecrow. A Lego Scarecrow, for that matter. Now there's Captain Rex and his men fighting off the army of the undead. And we even got the Crystal Skull hanging up there. I'm not sure what you would call that. An idol or... well, it's not a doorknob. What would you call that decoration? And there's Samukai from Ninjago and his forearms. He was clearly inspired by Grievous in the show. And we got some ninja assassins there. So you have a good look at the castle, Prince Deddington's lair. There's some Jurassic World warfare. 3 different types of T-Rexes. The Indominus Rex, the Mecha Rex, which never appeared in the movies. Spider-Man riding a T-Rex, Spider-Man rescuing Aunt May, Spider-Man fighting Cad Bane, and Miles Morales. And if you're wondering what those white things are, I think they're supposed to be like boxing gloves covered in spiderweb, which is pretty neat. I also like that they took the seaweed pieces and add them on to these branches here. which is pretty creative and does fit in well. But as for this boss, this titan of a beast, this is Carter's from Bionicle. Well, initially it was Fenrak, but I asked one of my friends to adjust the legs so he could stand on two. So the arms here were initially legs, but we changed it around so it would so he could stand on two legs. Because I did have Carter's initially, which Carter's is probably, now scratch that, it is the best Bionicle set ever. And yeah, I don't remember what happened. I think I just took it apart, but that was stupid. But Carter's was essentially 3 Bionicle sets merged together, and they did form a singular set. But man, I wish I still had it. It even had wings. But look how big those hands are. And the jaw. Yeah, I like to call him Legozilla. But skipping over the battlefield here, we have Wonder Woman versus the Inquisitors with her own personal clone troopers with the red bannings, and younger Ahsoka, older Ahsoka versus Asajj Ventress. Because I do like that stance that she does when she fights Darth Vader, the way she blocks his attack from behind. Captain America versus Joker, Batgirl versus Carnage, and as you can see, Carnage has taken out one of her men. There's Pong Krell versus Moff Gideon. It's hard to see the green lightsaber on Pong Krell. And, well, a whole lot of droids. There's the droid dickers, the spider droids. I'm not sure if they're different classes or if they're both spider droids or different class of droids. Because there's a mini one and there's a big one. Got 2 Vulture droids, they're the same, and he even has a pilot who's... I don't know what's happening, I just noticed that. Yeah, he's not sitting in a comfortable position. Got a General Vias and another... what's his name? Just an Imperial officer, because this is the rise of the Empire. Hello from the Marvel movies. A custom-made droid I have here. Another spider droid, so there's maybe class 1, class 2, class 3. Class 3 is the final design. And there's Batman versus Kylo Ren. If you're wondering what Batman and Kylo Ren have in common with Star Wars, they don't exist. By the way, did anyone notice that Kylo Ren's helmet is absent from Mandalorian Season 3? Interesting. Wonder if there's a particular reason. But now we're in the Bounty Hunters section. And, well, when you hang out with bounty hunters, you're bound to find some pirates there. And there's, of course, Jabba with a fancy glass he's holding, and his dancers, which, hang on, maybe, there could be a little bathtub for Rhoda. So you have all kinds of colorful characters at Jabba's palace. There's another Joker with Harley Quinn, Batman and Penguin gambling on who would win, the victims or the Rancor. And I'm really glad they not only did Jabba's palace, but I think the following year at the time was the Rancor set, and it could perfectly fit on Jabba's palace. We're at the bottom of it anyway. So yep, Buzz Droid's there, Tall's there's Fennec taking out a bounty hunter there, and 2 Mandalorians looking after Maul, like the end of Clone Wars. And here's Ra's al Ghul from The Dark Knight. Actually, well, Batman Begins, actually. I guess you could call it the Dark Knight trilogy. Credit where credit is due with Jabba's palace. I'm glad they covered the back of it, which a lot of Lego buildings would won't even bother, but I guess that's so you can play with them. But I like that. I like what they did with Jabba's palace here. And this was actually like half of the tower that's here, and we'll get to that. But I decided to connect it to the palace, like a lookout spot. So where was I? There's so much to talk about because I have so much on this set. But I'm not sure how well you can see it, but I tried to dust off my Lego layer as much as I could when a friend was coming over, and this plate is a lot cleaner than this plate. This plate hasn't been cleaned in months, whereas this was only a few weeks ago. But there's a huge difference with all the dust. But speaking of Ra's al Ghul, I do not have a Qui-Gon figurine, so maybe I should get a Qui-Gon figurine. There could be some interesting interactions there, like Samuel L. Jackson with Samuel L. Jackson. So there's Mandalore, or a bunch of Mandalorian warriors with Mando or Din Djarin, and Dengar with the original owner of Leia's helmet that she has in Return of the Jedi. Over here we have Obi-Wan Kenobi and Ben Kenobi versus General Grievous. That would be an utter nightmare for him, causing him all kinds of phobias. And now, similar to how I had it set up with these three guys, we have Dooku, Loki, and Lex Luthor. This figurine of Lex Luthor, by the way, was an exclusive in America, I believe, where if you purchase the Lego Batman 2, the video game, which inspired me to create, gather all the DC figurines, that, thanks to Lego Batman 2, which was 2012. And I'm really glad that I have it. It's so cool, and that's the deconstructor that he has with Kryptonite as its power source. And we have yet another Spider-Man who could help out Robin, but he wants clicks on social media. That's more important than saving human lives. But this Spider-Man is actually my oldest Spider-Man figurine, and I still think it's the best, how silver the webbing is. And that's from, like, when was it, 2003? Or whenever Spider-Man 2 came out? So yeah, that figurine has been around for a long time, and I still think it is the best out of all the Spider-Man figurines. But what do you think? What is the best looking Spider-Man figurine that we have? Yeah, different angles and just giving you guys the best look that I can with all of this. Oh yeah, did I mention Hulk versus Thanos? Hulk is probably the most recent addition to this layout. Still don't have Doctor Strange or Green Lantern, Cyborg. So there's still a few characters missing. Still, I think I got the main ones. Oh, Martian Manhunter is another one that I should have. Another leader to be debating over the battle tactics when they go into battle. I like to know all the military phases and terms they use when going into battle. Interesting language. But inside the Sandcrawler, which this Sandcrawler cost $300 before I had a job, and I spent all my pocket money on this. It was a good investment, as now it's an entire base. They've kicked out all the Jawas that want to reclaim their Sandcrawler. And we have battle droids on charge. There's a tactical droid. There's another droid inside there. We have Lex Luthor versus Mechanized Venom. I'm not sure where Mecha Venom comes from, but yep, it does have levers, which is that even, like, does it need levers? Tomato. Ugh, I don't know why. I think this guy could just be regular Venom, because doesn't he grow really big in the comics? There's a Viceroy Gunray coming out of the Separatist shuttle with a few of his guards helping him out, escorting him to the base. And here's a Lightning Dragon from Ninjago, the Earth Dragon from Ninjago, and I did change the legs around because the legs were too stumpy, and it gave it a scorpion. Whoops, gave him a scorpion tail. Just moved it by accident. Here's a little set piece from Mandalorian, and I'm not sure about season 3. It's not going so well. But yeah, it's just a shame that Disney Star Wars is such a train wreck. who knows what's going on. And characters can come back after they've been shot. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to go into it. I'd be wasting my breath. But here's a guard keeping on duty in case the Gamorrean guards fail or the security system fail at Jabba's palace, letting all the... Okay, so we're back. My dogs got angry at someone at the front door. It was a false alarm. But yeah, if you're wondering why there was a cut, that was the reason. And not much else to see other than... well, the shelf here, which got some room on the top, but yeah, there's well, not much room left, and I feel like there's going to be plenty more Lego sets in the future that I want to get my hands on, and for some reason, well, there we go, now the camera is focusing. Yeah, sometimes the camera locks up that way, but yeah, you want to see some magic with the dust? There you go. So yeah, bunch of ships, both high-tech Star Wars and low-tech World War I ships. This is I forget what this was called. It's like a taxi ride from Coruscant, a taxi vehicle. But yeah, there's a alternate version of Darth Maul with a wig, General Grievous's fighter, Black Manta's submarine there, a Star Destroyer, a Republic cruiser. That's the Malevolence from the Clone Wars, and we also have Moff Gideon's ship there. And yep, this is a dewback with another bounty hunter with an eye on the torso. Pretty cool. Yeah, so I was thinking at one point of getting more Mos Eisley sets whenever it came out, but I think all I need is just more of these sandy yellow pieces for the ground, and yeah, I think that will do it. I know there was another Mos Eisley set that was like $800, but I just don't think I have the room, because I do need space to put these vehicles around. Anyways, I think that's a wrap. I believe I've covered everything, so what do you think of my Lego Battlefield? Is it do you have any tips for maybe dusting or cleaning the layout? And yeah, we'll actually before I sign off, just look up the mountain of the Monkey Kids Lego series, because I did buy that set and I was thinking of having it over here as it's another environmental set. It's like a waterfall, which I don't have, and I think that could be a really good addition. But yeah, just very, very limited space. So we'll see what happens. And until next time, take care, mates.